What is up, guys? Now, you know I don't really like making 2 videos in a day. If you haven't seen my other one today, then I did a 5 things to focus on to carry your team, which will be on screen or down below. But honestly, this to me right now is just not right, so I wanted to say something. I really want to hear what you guys have to say about this. I'm going to be talking a lot in the comment section, so make sure you get involved. So Riot released a board post about dynamic queue, or kind of announcement I guess. It's basically just 75% of them saying that they're working on dynamic queue, they know what's wrong and they're going to fix it. To sum it up, basically it's like more people are playing together, that's what they want, that is good, but we know that queue times plus role allocation isn't the best, so we're going to be making that better. Now that stuff is great, I'm so happy about that. I like dynamic queue, honestly it's pretty nice to play with friends in a more competitive game, and it does get some unfair stick from the community. This is it though, right here, okay? It goes on to say, we're concerned about the impact solo queue will have on matchmaking as a whole, and we're assessing how best to proceed. This is an interpretation, they haven't flat out said it, but to me that is them saying, we think everyone is going to go and play solo queue, that will kill dynamic queue, and we don't want that, so we're probably not going to release it. Now the thing is, I'm pretty sure they knew this all along. When they first announced solo queue, I was like, that is a really weird idea, because everyone's just going to go and play solo queue. It will mean more dynamic queue will just be for friends. Now if I could see that solo queue was going to mean more, then Riot must have been able to see that. So if they knew that the whole time, and they also knew they didn't want to kill dynamic queue, pretty sure they didn't ever have any intention of releasing it. Anyway, like, I'm not here to bash Riot, okay? That's not the point of this video. I want to talk about the good and bad stuff with this. The good stuff is dynamic queue is actually really fun. Like, I like it. If you're a solo player, you're basically playing the same game. Mostly solos, a few duos, and maybe some 3-mans, which is almost the same as last year. As much stick as this queue gets, there isn't really much of a difference until you get the odd game where you're against or with pre-mades. We have the new champion select, which is also awesome, and if Riot do sort out the role stuff like they said they will, then I honestly think it's going to be really good. I like dynamic queue, okay? It's not really that different, but the option is there to play with friends, which is nice to have. Now let's get on to the bad stuff though. So first off, I mean, I love Riot, okay? I do love Riot, but I doubt I'm the only one who feels like we were lied to here. They announced solo queue to calm us down about dynamic, and then backtrack after it's already in place and we're already used to it. We're going to ignore that side of stuff and just pretend that hasn't happened, okay? So having no solo queue just means really the game is easier. There's less reason to climb, it doesn't feel as good, and there's so much less competitive integrity. What I mean is, like, it's easier to climb as a pre-made. It just is. If you are the better pre-made, then you're almost always going to win, and you don't get as many AFK or trolls or whatever on your team you have to deal with and carry. It honestly is a better atmosphere, it's more fun, and it's just a much better experience. That is why Riot wanted to introduce it, and I am all for that. Like, I much more enjoy this game when I'm playing with friends and I don't have to worry about trolls. The problem is, not everyone has friends to play with, so you're playing on your own, you're struggling with trolls, AFK players, people who throw and won't listen to you, while these others are climbing much faster in the same queue. That is the biggest difference that not having solo queue will make. These pre-made players who have an easier ride will climb faster and be ranked higher than players who are better but have to play alone. This has always been why ranked 5s doesn't mean as much in previous seasons. I got to Challenger in season 4 in ranked 5s, and I was like Diamond 2 or Diamond 1 at the time in solo queue, and you don't see me bragging about it. It's a different game, it's more shot calling than individual skill. Now that is fine, but how can you say that is the same thing as a group of 5 random players playing together? How can you compare the two and put them in the same queue, comparing ranks and facing each other? I don't think that makes sense at all. I don't think that is fair. That is why solo queue was a good idea to run alongside dynamic and give us a queue to really compete in and make the game competitive. That is my biggest problem with it. Why am I playing solo and winning games based on how hard I can carry my team? Because let's face it, that is what solo queue is. How well can you play and carry your team? But then I could be a lower rank than a worse player who has good teamwork or a good set of friends to carry them, who on their own wouldn't be able to achieve that rank. Riot wants us to play more with friends. That's fair enough. They have to make money, they'll make more this way, and playing with friends is fun. It'll keep us interested in League more because it is more fun. Anyway, a different video from me this time, guys. I don't really know if you're going to enjoy it or not. I just wanted to say something. Normally, I really am kind of critical of myself. I don't like putting out videos that are less than perfect. I really want to make the best for you guys. But I've been playing this game for 5 years, and this is the first time I've been like, that's not cool, and I wanted to talk about it. I wanted to talk to you guys about it and get a conversation going. Remember to like, subscribe, share, comment, and let's just forget about drama for a second and listen to the groovy as fuck robots.